Hello and welcome to our broadcast today. I'm DW Hits from Fedowar Press, and I'm here for Indie April talking with our authors. Today, I'm here with Daniel Dickinson. And Daniel, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Daniel Dickinson. I'm here in Arizona, great state of sunshine, heat, and the Suns. Go Suns. Yeah, I mean, I live here with my wife and daughter and a couple of grandkids. Just living the dream, writing as much as I can anyway. Going to see all the Marvel shows, all the Marvel movies. Huge Marvel fan.
Oh, fantastic! And when you get into your writing, what are the genres you like to write, or the themes you like to write about?
Mostly my go to is fantasy. I've been recently tinkering with fantasy western, so that's something I'm been pushing towards. I can dabble in sci-fi to mixed reactions, and and it's a work in progress. And I'm trying to expand more into different genres, just because you learn so much. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I have a couple of friends that do darker stories, and I've learned a great deal from them. You know, she's one of them's watching. Hi, and it's just constant learning cycle of finding out what is your weakness and trying to plug those holes. For me, the darker stuff is definitely my weakest link, followed probably by maybe romance stuff. I guess, I mean, some of my stories do have a lot of romance arcs, but I don't know. Something traditionally romance is, where the guy with the sweeping long hair on the cover and stuff. Just nothing that I've written, but
hmm
you know, it will get there eventually.
definitely. And Olivia says hi.
Hi, yeah, that she's the one of the ones that are uh, helping me with the darker writing.
Fantastic. I definitely hear what you're saying about branching out into kind of our non-comfort zone genres. I think that's a lot of fun to kind of see what we can explore.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know my first couple of books, I didn't touch anything that was anything romance related, and I kind of had to had a couple of my friends in the writing community who I've talked to over the years and kind of gotten some insights from, and actually ended up putting a couple in as time went on. So it definitely helps to have our friends around and to have them helping us out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's great too, because like your friends have different experiences that you can lean on. Olivia, they're definitely one of the ones that I can help. Pull her experience into my writing if I need to, or you know, there's just so many, and then their experiences mingle with your style of writing, so it turns out to something different. You know what I mean? It's really kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So we recently announced the world of Xonthian,
Yep.
which is a world that you created, a sword and sorcery
Yep.
environment, and we currently have a open submission call for that, so that authors in the writing community can dive into that world. You've done a fantastic job documenting all that stuff on World Anvil,
Thank you.
which the viewers, if you want to take a look at what we're talking about, there's a link in the description, as well as a link to Daniel's information in social media and stuff in the description. But if you bounce over to Fedowar Press from the link in the description, you'll see the open call for the World of Xonthian, which has a link to World Anvil as well as to Discord, where you can ask us questions and get to the heat of the meat of the matter. If you want to write something to go in it. But tell us about the World of Xonthian, and what was your kind of inspiration behind it, and what you're thinking about that world.
Oh man, that's a deep, deep well of story. So growing up, I had my number one influence reading when I was growing up was the Dragonlance series. Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman, those novels. and the world of Kryn just spoke to me for some reason. And so when I was growing up, I had a, what would you call it, like a satellite of friends that kind of influenced not only me, but, you know, my writing style and my influence or my interests and stuff like that. So it began to all percolate into one story, and the names have changed quite a bit actually. Like, back in the day, it's just you know, thinking back when you were starting writing at 10 or 11 when I started the World of Xonthian, you know, I kind of cringe. I still have some of the writings around here. You see some of your older notes and stuff, and you're like, what was I thinking here? But I mean, that's where it started, and it just kind of grew and matured and grew up from there. Has it always been what it is today? No, it was a lot more childish and not really flushed out and bare bones. Over the last 2 decades or so, I've really kind of pushed myself to kind of grow the Xonthian world. It's actually just within the last 5 years or so has grown out and as a world in itself, because there's new nations, new islands, and new places to explore that I've not even begun to write about or think about. And so it's just a world that has rich people, rich cultures, rich cities. Anything that happens that you want to write about with some, guidelines probably happen in the world within the sword and sorcery, genre and archetype and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's where it's at. Are there dragons? Yes. Are there undead? Yes, plenty of those. Just all kinds of things to explore. Are there runes and legacy artifacts that are around that are super powerful that nobody even has found, or maybe a few people have found? Who knows? I mean, there's those things that are left to discover, to write about. I'm super excited, for artists and writers to come in and look at the world of Xonthian and see what they want to add to their, or to the world, make a little stamp on it and add their little twist to what's going on and what's there.
That's fantastic, and I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to see what else comes in. And I love your first 2 stories that you've already put in the world that I've read, and
Thank you.
I'm really excited to see it all grow. Oh, and Renee says hello.
Hello, Renee. She's up in Denver. She's cool. Her and her husband, they're awesome.
Oh, fantastic. So let's say, so what are you working on right now?
What am I working on right now? Well, I'm working on a day job. That's, priority number 1. But aside from that, I mean, I'm working on this. I constantly check in on World Anvil to make sure everything's there as tip-top shape as possible. I have a couple of stories that I'm working on. I have the fantasy western that I really want to dive into. I have a sci-fi story that I'm kind of poking at, and a lot of those, or at least the sci-fi one, came from a dream, and it was a super weird dream that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write about this. So, and it's just a fun little story. I'm not even putting a whole lot of thought into it. I'm just using what my dream had and what it represented and stuff, and so I'm just throwing that into words and putting it into a story, and we'll see what happens.
That's super fun. You never know what's going to come out of some of these dream ideas that you get.
Right.
So that definitely sounds like a lot of fun. And so, Olivia says, Fullbird is the best Xonthian dragon.
So the story that she's referring to was in a previously published, actually my first published works. was a story about Kitten, who lives in the world of Xonthian, went on a voyage, ended up stranded on an island. But prior to getting there, she had to take a boat, obviously, and she was on a ship that ran into some storms, and there was a captain, and his name was Fulbrid, and he thought himself a dragon. He had like leather cones, weaved into his beard to give him like tusks, and he just kept referring to the storms as something natural and something that he created, or what have it. And it was just a fun story to write, and she's actually responsible for getting me published. She kept pushing me to get that story out to the publisher, and I did, and that's how it went. It was a great story. I love that story.
Well, that's fantastic. It's definitely good to have friends that encourage us and push us to make sure that we get those things done.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So tell us, well, what exciting things do you see in your future?
Oh man, I would love to get my novel, published. It's sitting here. I'm poking at it. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm, as an artist, you don't want to keep poking it, because it's like, that there is a line that you can't cross, or it'll start making things worse. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like with painting, you start getting at real nice lines, maybe some shading, and you're like, it's just off enough where it's like, I gotta fix this. And you go and fix it, and then next thing you know, you spread the ink further, and you're like, oh, that's even worse. And that's where I feel the novel's at this point. It needs fixing, I'm not gonna lie. It needs editing, definitely. But that's what I would like to get off the ground next. After this anthology, I am super excited for this anthology. I cannot wait to see what rolls in.
Yeah, me as well. And I'm interested. I'm thinking of writing something myself for it, and that's how excited I am of it for it. So I can't wait for stuff to start coming in, and for us to get it up and off the ground.
Heck yeah! Anybody out there wants? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, anybody out there watching, they need to get a story written and submit it by October.
Definitely.
Come join us. One of us.
So do you have any other works you'd like to tell us about?
I have the kitten story. As we talked about previously. You can still get that on Amazon, along with another published works, the second published works that I have, called Fallen Iron. There was a story it's a sci-fi story about an A-10 pilot who fought some aliens that were invading. That was kind of cool. That one was I really enjoyed that. I have a little short collection of horror stories that I kind of just threw up there to kind of get some firsthand knowledge of the Amazon process and the Kindle subscription service that they have, whatever, Kindle Ultimate. Just kind of that was. So that's up there on my Amazon page. Definitely go follow my Amazon author page, because that'll have everything. And you can even see the tweets that I have on there too. So I got it all set up to do all the fun stuff.
Oh, that's pretty neat. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, blogs. I think you can set it up with the XMS or XSS. I don't know, whatever it is, and if you write a blog, it'll automatically post on your author page as well.
Let's see. And Olivia says Fallen Iron was excellent, and I'm not into military stories, but I loved it.
Yeah, that one hit close to home. I like that one. I'm an A-10 person. I love A-10s. I have my pilot's license, so I really pulled from experience in the flight aspects of it. But yeah, I liked it. Thank you, Olivia. I liked it too.
That's very cool. I haven't heard about that one, and I'm going to have to go check that out now. Fantastic. So, and like I mentioned before, all of Daniel's information is social media, his website, and the link to the Fedora page for the World of Xonthian are all in the description down below. So please take a look down there. And Daniel, what's the best way for readers and other authors to get in touch with you?
However they want. I am on pretty much everything except TikTok.
No TikTok yet.
Yeah, the Instagrams, the book of faces, the tweets. I'm on all those. So yeah, come say hi, join me, follow me. I'm on YouTube too. I have a YouTube channel, or I did. Still there, I think.
Well, fantastic. All right. Well, I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching us. Like I said, I hope you'll check out Daniel's links in the description below and go and check that out. Please spread the news about the world of Xonthian, and let's let some sword and sorcery writers know that this opportunity is out there, so that they can come and share in this world.
Heck yeah!
All right. Thank you for joining me today, Daniel.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for having me.